I am hosting Morning Coffee this morning. We decided to give Mark Cook a break, but he will be back tomorrow, I promise you. Today we have a very interesting show lineup, very busy. Today's first guest is Bob Viding. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Viding. And Henry Churchill. And they are with Bob's Little Sports Shop down in Glassboro, New Jersey, correct?
That's correct.
Well, welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, I'm looking at Bob's Little Sports Shop. What is it? Tell us a little bit about Bob's Sports Shop.
Well, we started out in the early 60s in our garage, and we built the present building in 75. We added the shooting ranges to it. We have an indoor archery range and an indoor pistol range now.
Wow. Now, how did you get started in something like that, Bob?
Always interested in guns, watched a lot of cowboy movies when I was a kid.
I hear you. One of my favorite is The Magnificent Seven, the original one.
I watched all the Roy Rogers shows.
Oh, okay. Now, Henry, you are part of the archery department over there.
Yep.
So, how did you get started in all this?
My dad, he was an alternate to the 80 Olympic team, so he got me into archery when I was real young.
Okay.
After I got out of college, started to shoot a lot more competitively, and they offered me a position, and then I took over as the manager of the archery department.
Nice. So now, Bob, this is basically, is this for that firearm customer that just, collects guns, or is it for hunting people? Like what?
All phases of shooting.
Okay.
We have antique guns. We have the South Jersey Arms Collectors meet there on a monthly basis. We also have a large hunting section. I hunt Africa, and we've had people go over there to hunt. We hunt out west. There's people that come in and just target shoot, and all phases of shooting.
Okay. Now, when you say Africa hunt, like you actually book trips to go over to Africa?
We go to Africa to hunt, yes.
What do you guys hunt when you go over there?
Pardon me?
What do you hunt when you go over there?
Or whatever you want.
Really? So, like...
There's a large selection of animals in Africa to hunt, and the beauty of going to Africa to hunt is the fact that when you hunt Africa, all the meat from every animal that you hunt goes to the natives for food.
Wow. Okay, so nothing's wasted.
Nothing is wasted.
I got to be honest with you. I'm a fisherman, but I'm a catcher and release guy unless I was going to eat it. But unfortunately, over here in the States, they always recommend you don't eat anything out of the lake. So, but when I'm in upstate New York at our family house, I do eat the bass up there. It's on a private property, but that's really interesting. So you can hunt anything in Africa when you.
Well, anything is.
That's
it's legal at the time.
Legal at the time.
You know where you go.
Okay. So you can hunt lions, elk, all that stuff.
Well, in Africa there's no elk, but.
Oh well, yeah, I'm not a.
You get Cape buffalo. You can hunt.
Okay.
Springbuck. You can hunt.
All right. So you mean that
a
those
large section of
water buffaloes with the big horns?
Big horns that curl, stuff like that.
They're massive animals. What
Yes.
do you use to take down them?
Well, the last time I went, I took one with a handgun.
What? Really?
Yes.
Like a Magnum, like
Magnum 460.
No, that's
Yeah.
Dirty Harry's gun, isn't it?
No, a little
He's a
bit bigger.
440. It's a little bit bigger. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And one shot.
One
done.
shot, yes.
I couldn't even imagine that. I mean, you're shooting it from a distance, though.
And we
correct?
shot it from about 50 to 60 yards.
Wow, amazing. Now, do you guys go do you do bear hunt and stuff like that?
I have in the past.
I mean, is that the same thing with them? And because they say bears, like you have to make sure you get them in the right spot, or they'll keep going.
That's with anything.
You're always on the right spot. That's it.
Now, Henry, with you, I mean, I had friends that I grew up with in Edgewater Park, New Jersey, and they were hunters, fishermen. And, once in a while, I got to shoot the compound bow. Now that's what you use there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We do crossbows and compounds, but still, compound bows are the most dominant of all the archery equipment that's being used to hunt anymore. Crossbows came in about 2008 legally in New Jersey for everyone to use.
Okay.
Which is, it's helped business, and it's helped with the preservation of land because all the extra money going towards the fishing game. But most people still hunt with the compounds.
Now, let me ask you a question. you know, versus what Bob's talking about shooting with a gun. I think that, like, you know, when you're hunting an animal, you're not hunting bear or those big water buffaloes with an arrow, though.
No, you,
Or can you?
the water buffalo, I don't think they'll let you shoot with a
Okay,
bow
buffalo,
anymore.
there's certain people that hunted them with a bow.
Wow.
But
Now,
bear,
that's a totally different than what bear.
bear and everything like that, a lot of people go archery hunting with them.
Really?
Yep.
Because that's even, to me, that's even more of a precise shot to take them down. I mean, unless maybe I'm just not, I've never done it, so I can't speak to it, but, I mean, that's gotta be really even more scary.
The spot where you have to hit them is almost the same as where you have to hit them with a deer right behind the front leg, just so you can catch all the lungs and stuff. The animals that are tough to kill with a bow are the hogs down south, because they have a
Nasty.
chest plate in them.
Yeah,
They have to
nasty.
hit them in the exact right spot to really get them with a bow.
Are those the ones with the horn,
The
type,
tusks.
the tusks and stuff like
Yeah.
that? Yeah, they're vicious. I mean, I watch them on Animal
Yeah,
Planet
you
and
don't
stuff
back
like
them into a corner.
Okay.
They're not going to back down.
What's the craziest animal you ever hunted?
It's just been deer, white-tailed deer for me.
Now, when is deer season for us?
We start second week of September and can go all the way to February, depending on what zone you're hunting in the state.
Now, is that for archery, or does guns have
That's
another?
basically archery.
That's archery.
Yeah.
So when can we hunt deer with guns?
Gun hunting is gonna be in December.
In December.
And it's
Okay.
Yeah.
mixed in with the archery.
And then they have some, special permit seasons that you can get permits for, hunt different zones, and that depends on the zone you're in.
Yep.
Okay. No, I mean, when you say zone, or the area, like
It's a certain area,
New
yes.
Jersey is.
No,
Well, New Jersey
New Jersey's
has-
divided up into zones.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have our license for each zone, for permits for each zone, I should say.
Okay. Well, listen, this is fascinating stuff. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back more with Bob and Henry from Bob's Little Sports Shop.
If you haven't been to Speed Raceway, what are you waiting for? You want to live fast? You want to make every second count? Then grab the family. Round up the guys. Speed Raceway is 100,000 square feet of excitement, whether you're a kid or a kid at heart. Speed Raceway is the place for endless fun all summer long. Log on to speedraceway.com or just get here now.
Today's show is sponsored by Hargrove Demolition, your demolition experts. Hargrove is a family-owned and operated business right here in the southern New Jersey area, bringing you 45 years of demolition expertise. Hargrove has all your demolition needs, from emergency demolition service to demolition equipment rental. Hargrove is one of the state-approved recycling facilities right here in the southern New Jersey area. No job is too big or too small for Hargrove Demolition. Contact them today at one of their 3 locations.
When I was injured, I couldn't play basketball for my entire sophomore year.
After years of wear and tear, I knew something was seriously wrong with Deja's knee when the swelling wouldn't go down.
Young athletes are still growing. They need specialized care only available here at Dayton Children's.
I wanted the best care for Deja because I wanted her to return to the thing that she loves to do, and that's basketball.
At Dayton Children's Sports Medicine, we're treating tomorrow's champions.
Right care.
Right now,
Right here.
Dayton Children's.
Just right for kids.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to make a really great sub, this is what we do. It's what we've been doing. It's what we've always done. It's what we'll always do. So what are you doing? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Today's show has been sponsored by Farmers Insurance in Voorhees, New Jersey. To protect your assets and the people you love, call Mike Skoranek, your local Farmers Insurance agent, at 856-336-2553.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
The morning coffee. It's Wednesday morning, and we are here with Bob's Little Sports Shop down in Glassboro, and we're here with Bob Biden, and Henry Churchill. Boy, I'm doing good today. It's because they're easy names. So guys, right before the break, we were talking about kind of showing our audience your expertise, at doing what you do. But we want to get in now a little bit more into the shop. So tell me a little bit about the shop and some of the services you guys provide.
We have indoor archery and we have indoor pistol. We have firearms and collectible firearms, and we encourage everybody buying a firearm. If you're not familiar with the gun, take a safety course. We have NRH instructors that give courses there on a regular basis. We encourage everybody, if they have a gun, keep it safe in the house, learn how to use it, and use what it's for so you don't make any mistakes with it.
Absolutely. That's very, very important. So, do you have to be a member? Is this considered a gun club?
No, we have memberships for our range, but we also have open shooting also.
Okay, so walk me through. I come down, do I have to have a permit?
You have to have a firearms ID card if you want to rent a gun to shoot.
Oh, what is it?
Firearms identification card.
Okay.
In New Jersey, to buy a gun, you need a pistol permit or a firearms ID card for long guns.
Okay.
To buy ammunition, you need a firearms ID card to buy ammunition.
Gotcha.
So, if you have that, you can run a gun and shoot in the range, or you can bring your own firearm and shoot in the range.
Okay, so if I bring my own gun, I still have to show that I have a permit?
You have to have some type of ID with it.
ID, okay. So I couldn't go down with a buddy that owns a firearm and shoot his
Yes,
firearm?
you can.
Oh, you can?
As long as you're with a friend that has the ID card and stuff, you can shoot.
Okay, so you can shoot and practice or whatever. So, is it something like your setup? Is it something like you see like on the movies where, the cops are doing the shooting range and there's a target down the end and you press a button and the target comes up to you? Stuff like that?
Well, the target goes back and forth.
Okay.
You're in a booth. The target goes back. You can stop it at any distance between 0 and 25 yards.
Okay. Now, any within reason, I'm assuming. Like you don't bring a bazooka down there.
It's handgun calibers only in the range.
Handgun caliber, okay. Maybe that was Mythbusters I was watching. They were doing stuff like that. So handgun only, and rifles.
22 rifles and stuff like that, and
Okay.
any gun chambered for the handgun caliber and rifle or carbine is fine.
Okay. Now, Henry, what about archery? Is there an archery license, just like you have a permit for a gun?
Not to buy one. The only license you need for archery is to hunt with it.
Okay, so anybody can own a archery or bow and arrow.
Yep.
Yeah, bow and arrow. Okay, so and like they have, you said there was compound bows.
Yep.
Bows.
Yep.
And then what was the other one?
There's crossbows.
Is that the ones with the gun, like the has
Yeah,
a hand?
yes.
Okay.
Like a rifle.
All right. Now, is there? Look, I have Indian in me, and I know, they started off with just a regular bow. What is that? Is that
The basic bows are longbow, which would
longbow?
That would be from like your English longbows, the real long ones that you see in all the movies, like
Right.
Robin Hood. That's the kind of bow he would have had. Then they have recurve bows that have, instead of going basically straight up and down with a slight arc to them, they
Right.
go straight up and down and actually start to curve back
Really?
to help the performance and efficiency of the bow.
I was
That's
always.
what you're seeing the Olympic archers use.
That's what. Yeah, I was going to say that's what the Olympic archers. Because I was always fascinated. You're talking. You look at the movies like. My favorite movies is Game of Thrones, and like that one scene, like the archers come in and they're shooting these arrows, and it's just like, it's amazing the damage that you could do with a bow. You know what I mean? And that's not even back then. There wasn't even a compound bow.
Right.
So you have all those. You have those different bows, and like, what do? You come in. Same thing. Do you have moving targets, or do you have those
everything's stationary?
Stationary. The targets that sit out.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have a range that's two different distances, 10 yard and 20 yard. It's not real wide, but we have 2 lanes of 10, 2 lanes of 20.
Okay.
But you just come in, you pay by the hour, or like if you buy a bow from us that day, we give you a free hour to come and shoot, so we can make sure you're comfortable with the bow and get you all sighted
And
in.
you don't shoot anybody.
Yeah. And then we have you come back for another free hour so you can, use your equipment.
Now, do you guys do any lessons? I mean, do you teach people how to shoot a bow and shoot a gun?
Oh, we have lessons for archery and for guns.
Yeah, I used to do them sporadically, but with as much time as I am behind the counter, I don't have the time to do the lessons myself anymore. We have 2 instructors now that do the archery lessons, and what do you guys have, about half dozen of the firearm instructors?
Oh, we have 6 firearm instructors.
Okay. So and when they go in and for a lesson, I'm sure they talk about the safety of the gun.
Oh, yeah. Before you even go in to shoot, we sit down and go over the safety programs. We have 2 types of courses we offer. One is a shooting course for somebody who wants to learn how to shoot a little bit better. And then we also have the introduction course, which is basically get acquainted with your firearm, how it works, different types of guns, how they work, and go out and shoot it.
All right, because I know that, a lot of times, gun safety, it seems like a lot of these accidental shootings are people that shoot themselves with a gun because, I guess, the bullet loads in the chamber and you don't check the chamber, I'm assuming.
And that's the one thing we try to tell everybody: when you open a gun, you make sure that the gun is completely unloaded.
Okay. Now, firearms, like bullets and stuff like that, you guys supply all that stuff there?
We have all types of ammunition.
What about arrows and stuff like that,
yeah.
if you're coming to shoot? Okay.
Yep, anything basically you need to use to shoot for archery we have, and just about everything you need to shoot for guns we have.
Okay. Now, I'm sure safety goggles and everything like that, is that used with archery?
That's
as well?
required for the firearm.
With a firearm, we use glasses and earphones because you have to have your ears protected, so we have the ear protection and glasses for shooting.
Now, do you teach any self-defense classes with the guns?
Well, it's not self-defense. You teach people how to use the gun, and then we don't have any real self-defense courses.
Yeah, because I think it's teaching them with the gun, but then a burglar really breaks in your house. The panic sets in, and now it's all reactionary. Things that are going on at the moment. You know what I mean? So interesting. So we're gonna, I'm getting the single. We're gonna go to commercial break again, and we're gonna come right back. But when we come back, we want to really get into an important subject. Obviously, you're here because I wanted to promote your business, but one of the key things going on in our country is gun control and stuff like that. So we're gonna get kind of serious for the next 8 minutes when we come back off commercial break. We'll be right back after this. I'm Keith Reynolds with Morning Coffee.
If you haven't been to Speed Raceway, what are you waiting for? You want to live fast? You want to make every second count? Then grab the family. Round up the guys. Speed Raceway is 100,000 square feet of excitement, whether you're a kid or a kid at heart. Speed Raceway is the place for endless fun all summer long. Log on to speedraceway.com or just get here now.
Today's show is sponsored by Hargrove Demolition, your demolition experts. Hargrove is a family-owned and operated business right here in the southern New Jersey area, bringing you 45 years of demolition expertise. Hargrove has all your demolition needs, from emergency demolition service to demolition equipment rental. Hargrove is one of the state-approved recycling facilities right here in the southern New Jersey area. No job is too big or too small for Hargrove Demolition. Contact them today at one of their 3 locations.
When I was injured, I couldn't play basketball for my entire sophomore year.
After years of wear and tear, I knew something was seriously wrong with Deja's knee when the swelling wouldn't go down.
Young athletes are still growing. They need specialized care only available here at Dayton Children's.
I wanted the best care for Deja because I wanted her to return to the thing that she loves to do, and that's basketball.
At Dayton Children's Sports Medicine, we're treating tomorrow's champions.
Right care.
Right now.
Right here.
Dayton Children's.
Just right for kids.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to make a really great sub, this is what we do. It's what we've been doing. It's what we've always done. It's what we'll always do. So what are you doing? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Today's show has been sponsored by Farmers Insurance in Voorhees, New Jersey. To protect your assets and the people you love, call Mike Skoranek, your local Farmers Insurance agent, at 856-336-2553.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Morning coffee. I know you're used to seeing Mark cook here, but we gave Mark a day off today. Much needed day off. Mark has been working his butt off for us. He will be back he'll be back tomorrow, Thursday. But today, back to our first guest this morning. We have Bob's Little Sports Shop with us down in Glassboro, and we have Bob Vigan and Henry Churchill with us. And you know, they've kind of given us the overview of their experiences as gun owners, bow owners, hunting, stuff like that. But right before commercial break, we were talking about a serious thing that we're going to be getting into on this portion of the show, and that's about gun control. Very, very important out there. So, Bob, I'll kind of turn it over to you. Gun safety, so important. I'm not talking about the knuckleheads you see shooting people in the streets. I'm talking about gun owners and being safe. What's some of the first safety tips that you guys kind of give?
We advise everyone that has a gun to keep it in a safe container or locked up if they have children in the house. The National Shooting Sports Foundation and the NRA both are promoting safety with children and safety in the home with firearms. And it's something that you can't go too far about. I mean, you have to stress it to everybody because you don't want a loaded gun laying in the house where somebody can pick it up. And you read about this all the time, you see it on TV, where somebody shoots, or a little kid picks up a gun and shoots somebody. The gun should not be loaded, it should not have access to children. It has to be kept safe if you're going to own a gun.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately we see those tragedies, a couple of times a year. It's not many, but one life is too many.
That's right.
So, very important. Now, as I was talking before we even started our interview earlier, we were talking about, a lot of people are saying, get rid of the guns, but, that's our Second Amendment.
Our Second Amendment rights and
it's to bear arms.
Our founding fathers understood what it kept to keep America free.
Right.
And it's an individual. The right of the people to bear arms is part of the Second Amendment. And the Second Amendment states that a well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. The militia is you and me. Every able-bodied citizen in this country is part of the militia. It's up to us to protect our fellow citizens and our family. And to do so, we need firearms. And they have to be handled safely and with respect. And with that, America would be a safer country, because people that are misusing firearms illegally, the old saying is, the only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun.
Yeah. I got to be honest with you, we have family in upstate New York. Cars don't travel down the road too much up there where they're at. But, everybody owns a gun. Because everybody hunts, everybody, what I mean? And it seems that, the same stuff that goes on in the city areas doesn't happen.
If you look at the states that have the strictest gun control, they have higher crime rates. Places that have less gun control have lower crime rates.
Okay. And I agree with that. Like, look, you see, on the news this morning, 2 kids were shot in the area in Philadelphia across the bridge, but, I'll lay money on it that there weren't illegal guns, or were legal guns. And, it's really, those are the people that were not, I think there's a confusion out there in the country where, they're saying stop guns, get rid of the guns, but those are the bad people.
Yeah.
And maybe the kid that he shot had a gun on him too, but, the problem is those are all illegal guns. And what we're talking about is people that own guns.
We're talking about legal gun owners, and they're not the problem. The people that go through the process to buy a gun legally are not the people that are robbing grocery stores and holding up liquor stores.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You know, now, just real quick on the license. So what is, because I hear such conflicting things. How do I go and get a gun?
In the state of New Jersey, in order to buy a firearm, if you want to buy a long gun, rifle or shotgun, you have to apply for a firearms identification card. If you want a handgun, you apply for a pistol permit. You do that through your local police department in the town you live in. It requires fingerprint, background check, mental health check before you get the gun.
Now,
And
mental
before you
health
get-
check is in there.
That goes through there. And you also, when you purchase a gun, we have a national instant check. Through every dealer in the United States has to go through the process of putting your name, your driver's license number and everything else into the federal government. They will run a background check, and if you've committed a crime anywhere in the United States or anywhere in the world, they will kick it back.
Okay.
And we know this because we've had people that get, quote, pending. You get 3 answers when you buy a gun. Yes, you're approved, no, you're not approved, or pending. Pending means they're checking on something that happened in your background.
Okay.
And they won't tell you what it is, and you have to write a letter to find out. But some of the people that get pending have checked it. And we had one case where a man got pending, and it turns out that in 1968, he lived in Texas. His girlfriend went to the University of Texas. She called him up. She lived on Galveston Island. He lived on the mainland. She said, "Would you check my apartment? I understand a hurricane went through and we really got hurt bad. I can't make any contact with my friends." He went out to her apartment and the wall was gone. So he started picking up her stuff to put in his truck to take back to the mainland so it wouldn't be destroyed. He gets arrested for looting.
Huh.
They couldn't make contact with her for 24 hours because the phone lines were down. As soon as they made contact, he was cleared. There's no problem. That comes up on his record every time he buys a gun. He gets pending until they check out that he was cleared. So that's how thorough the system is.
Wow. You know, you said that mental check because that's, you know, I think that's the thing that people are saying. Like, people are getting, you know, these guns and going out and shooting people, and they're saying, well, where's the mental check? But there
Well,
is
it all depends on how the mental check is done and what state you're in too sometimes.
Okay.
Because New Jersey runs the instant check through New Jersey. We call in, or actually fax into Trenton, all the information through computers. They go to the FBI database, and then it comes back through Trenton to us.
Wow. Okay. So, Bob, listen, we're running tight on time. You know, we'll have to have you come back and talk a little bit more about gun control. Why don't you look out in camera 1 and tell our audience where they can come and find you guys down in Glassboro, New Jersey?
Well, the best would be bobslittlesportshop.com.
Okay, that's the website.
That's our website, right?
You're based in Glassboro, New Jersey. And
That's in
Henry,
Glassboro.
why don't you do the social media stuff?
We're also on Facebook. You can go to Bob's Little Sports Shop on Facebook.com, and then we're also on Instagram as Bob's Little Sports Shop, where you can follow us. We post pictures of new guns and new archery equipment all the time.
Okay, awesome. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back and finish out our morning right after this.